It started like any other election night, cold, quiet, and uncertain. But as the votes rolled in from Virginia to New Jersey, something unexpected began to happen. A blue wave, small, deliberate, and powerful, swept through America's heart. The Democrats, left battered a year ago, have now pulled off one of the most shocking comebacks in recent political history. This is Current Affairs Hub, and today we break down what happened, why it matters, and what this means for America's future. Across the country, the message was loud and clear. Americans are tired. Tired of politics that divide. Tired of slogans that don't feed families. From suburban Virginia to the streets of Newark, voters said, "Talk to us about bills, not battles. About housing, not hashtags." Democrats this time listened. They turned down the rhetoric and turned up the relevance, focusing on cost of living, jobs, and everyday struggles. Analysts called it impossible. But this year's mid-cycle elections became a referendum not on ideology, but on empathy. And empathy won. In New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill led a campaign built on practical solutions. In Virginia, Democrats reclaimed crucial seats by hammering home one simple truth. People want results, not revenge. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's shadow loomed large, his influence galvanizing opposition more than support. The biggest surprise? The suburbs, once Republican strongholds, now the epicenter of a political earthquake. Suburban women, younger families, and first-time voters swung blue in record numbers. Not because they became Democrats overnight, but because they felt unseen, unheard, forgotten. For them, the vote wasn't about parties, it was about priorities. This wasn't the old Democratic Party. The internal wars between progressives and moderates took a backseat to a shared mission: rebuilding trust. Their new language was simple: unity through empathy. It didn't matter if you were a grassroots activist or a policy wonk. This time, they stood together, and the results spoke louder than any slogan. For Republicans, this night carried a warning. Economic frustration and Trump's lingering dominance cost them key suburban votes. What once felt like a red tide now feels like a tide receding. 2025 may well be remembered as the year the Republican brand began to crack, not because of Democrats' perfection, but because of their reconnection. What this election proved is simple. Voters still believe in the power of listening. The comeback wasn't about power, it was about people. From tired nurses to small business owners, millions said, "If you see us, we'll show up." And show up they did. So here's the question. If empathy can flip elections, what else could it change? Could it rebuild trust? Could it heal a divided country? Tell us what you think in the comments, because your voice is the story. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because every week we bring you truth with heart, right here on Current Affairs Hub. Remember, politics isn't just about power, it's about people. And together, we're just getting started.